Hello, class, and welcome to our new lesson. What's the matter? Basically, what I want you to take from this lesson is just a little inside look into the material we'll be covering in class in person later on in the week. Right now, what I want you to start doing in this presentation is just for you to get familiarized with the vocabulary and also with the material that we'll be covering together as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, what is matter? Okay, now matter, one of my teachers back in the days told me that matter is anything that takes up space. So you matter. Okay, and basically what that means is that everything is made out of atoms, which are small particles that are the building blocks to everything in our entire universe. Okay, and in class we'll be going over exactly like little models of exactly how molecules and atoms are molecules, okay, and how molecules create matter. Now matter is anything that has weight and takes up space, and there are actually 4 states of matter, but for this lesson we will be focusing mainly on 3, which is solid, liquid, and gas. That's right, gas. Please don't go being gassy with anybody else in your household, okay? Alrighty, so with that, let's go ahead and get started. I want you to go ahead and take this time and give me, you can't tell me, but you can, in your head, name 3 examples of matter we encounter every day, because we actually are encountering all sorts of matter every single day of our lives, every waking moment, even when we're sleeping, actually, now that I think about it. So take this time and think of 3 examples. And if you can't think of 3 examples, look around your room or wherever you're sitting, okay? Everything that you feel, even the air that you're breathing, can be examples. Now, learning the differences. What makes a solid, a liquid, and gas so different from one another? And even though they have different names, which already gives you a sense of the differences, solids are made out of molecules which are grouped together closely and don't move around. They just closely vibrate with one another. Okay, so they're always basically touching, just side to side. Solids have very low energy because of this. But this low energy is what helps them stay together and keep their shape, so they're dense, like a rock. Okay, so when you press on a table or your hand, you can't go through it because it's solid. And that's because of the molecules that are very close together with their low energy. Now, liquid is much different. Liquids are made out of molecules which are grouped together, but they can move around each other. Now, they're not moving around each other very quickly. They're just very softly moving around one another. Now, they have more energy than solids. And also, liquids can flow and take on the shape of the container they are placed in. That's why when you pour water into a glass cup, it takes the shape of the cup. And if you break that glass cup, it shatters and it falls all over the floor. Okay? And the third one is gas. Now, gas are made of molecules that move fast and they move further away from one another. And this is what gives them, this is why they have so much high energy. They're constantly moving, zipping through the air. Okay? And that's why when you have a balloon, they're able to completely fill the balloon because inside they're basically bouncing off the walls of the balloon, okay? Now, when you have time, I will be posting this also on our group webpage. And I just want you to take the time to just watch this quick little video on the more detailed, closer look into atoms and matter. And it just covers the same material we just covered together, but it gives you a more conceptualized look into what exactly an atom looks like and how they turn it into molecules. Now, activity time. Now it's your turn. Here, I posted 3 little pictures of what a solid, liquid, and gas would look like if they were actual marble-looking atoms that we can actually look and visualize in front of us. Like I said, solids are very close together and they just vibrate close to one another. Liquids are able to move around more freely. They have higher energy, than solids. And finally, gas molecules have the highest amount of energy and they're just bouncing off the walls, okay? Just think of your younger brother or sister or a little cousin who just had a bunch of candy. They're just like jumping all over the place. All right, so earlier in this activity, we took the time to think of 3 things that we see around us, okay? Now, I want you to, with this new information, go around your home and find examples of solids, liquids, and gases. Please don't go farting on anybody. But now I want you to remember these different types of energy and at each stage of matter. And when you find your example that you found at home, make sure to either take a picture of it, draw a picture, or just remember it. Keep it safe in your memory box so that in class together you'll be able to share with us as a group what examples you came up with and why that example is an example of a solid, liquid, or gas. Make sure again to write down or take a picture, draw, and be prepared to share with us in class. And with that, that ends our presentation for today. So go ahead and take your time to go watch that video and follow along with the activity. And don't forget to take pictures, draw, or write down, or store it into your memory box so we're able to share together when we see each other in class. All right, see you soon.